All right, peace, peace. Good evening. Good evening. If you could hear me, let me know. Let me know. Shout out to everybody for getting on this call. I have extreme gratitude for you tonight. So what I want you to do right now is just to light some energy up in the comments, man. Let's get the energy up right now because we are about to talk about raw vegan detox and cleansing your body on a spiritual level, on a mental level, on a physical level, right? So a lot of you guys may not know that I was raw vegan. I went through a raw vegan detox process. Started out for 90 days, and it ended up lasting over a year. And reason being is, let me ask you guys a question real quick before we start. You ever get to the point, in your life, and I say this all the time, where things just start to feel soulless? Life just starts to feel like it's not making sense anymore. It feels like everything is just moving at a speed that you're uncomfortable with, or maybe you are comfortable with, or maybe you don't even know. Do you start to feel like everything is happening to you and not for you, as you thought, as they said it would happen for you, but it just starts feeling like life is happening to you, right? You start to lose control, so to speak, right? And then you realize that being a human probably ain't all it was cracked up to be. You start to realize that having faith is tougher than you thought. You start to realize that being disconnected from your spirit and your health and these things, and every single day, just day by day goes past, and you just start looking and wondering, like, what do I do next? Right? Sometimes your digestion may be off. You might be having inflammation. You might be having joint pain. You might be having relationship problems. You might be having spiritual problems. You might be having imbalances with your mindset. You can't make decisions, anxiety, stress, depression, things we all go through, right? Especially during these times. Things are a little different these days. The last couple of years, they threw us through a loop, right? But I want you to declare right now, if you stay with me to the end of this call, that we can change. And I want you to just type it right now. Type we can change, because this is not going to be an ego thing. This is not an ego thing for me. This is a we go thing, right? So if you're ready to go and you want a community of people that can go with you, I want you to stay to the end of this call, all right? Because this is my final raw vegan coaching call. It may be my final one ever, or maybe my final one for a very long time, guys. And I went through an experience going raw vegan, and I'm gonna talk to you guys about three things. Is it okay if I go? If it's okay if I take you through an experience tonight? Is it okay if this is just not the norm? Is it okay if I can do that? Can I talk to you about health? Can I talk to you about how to detox your body on a cellular level? Can I talk to you about getting deeper within your spirit? Can I talk to you about unearthing yourself? Can I talk to you about becoming more aligned and becoming aligned with who you truly are? Can I talk about those things tonight? Because sometimes I know I can't talk to certain people. So I always say before I start any live stream, anything that I do, that if you're here for a reason. And you're going to have to make a decision. I am not the answer, but I am some awareness that was given to me by the Most High for my life. And who would I be to keep this experience away from people when I know it could help? So let's talk about three things that I believe that we need to find balance between in order for us to live a good life. We need our health. We need good foundation. We need to understand what it means to be at peace. And I think what happens in the world is we start to look outside of ourselves for these things, and we get off track in life, and it becomes this external search for everything that's already inside. But one thing that we never understand is that to attack anything that may be opposing us, we have to get to the root of the cause. And everything is connected, y'all. And I'm going straight into it. We are energy. And the things that we've eaten and the things that we have taken place, the things that we are partaking in our entire lives, especially as adults, can throw you off track. I'm a witness. So I'm not just talking to you from 90 days of raw vegan. I'm talking to you for over a year of experience. And I'm going to go through the ins and outs. And also, I'm going to give you the opportunity to join the challenge one last time if that's what you want to do at the end of this call. All right. So let's talk about why did I go raw vegan? Then I'm going to talk about what makes us inflamed and toxic to the point that we have to detox. Then I'm going to talk about how do we cellular detox? How do we get rid of it? Right. And then we're going to go a little bit deeper after that. And I'll save that if you want to stay to the end of the call, because we're going to get a little deeper, a little deeper. All right. A little deeper. Right. So let's talk about why I go raw vegan. Why did I do it? Why did someone like me decide to do raw vegan, lose 60 pounds, 50 pounds, compromise his businesses, compromise everything that the world saw of me, who I became to the world. Why would I just throw it away and just chomp on raw fruits and vegetables, right? Like a rabbit. Why would I do that? I had everything to lose by doing that. Well, guess what? What the world saw of me, it seemed great. What I felt inside, I didn't feel so good. See, I felt like that the truth for me, I wasn't living it. Now, I was living a truth, but I don't feel like it was the truth, right? And sometimes we can live a truth, but sometimes we don't live our truth, right? So I went raw vegan because I've always considered myself a truth seeker. You know, I never just went with what I was told or what I was shown. And that's the reason why I'm able to speak to you today. See, back when I went raw vegan, I had a lot of things going on mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally. I was a person that moved very fast through the world. I knocked down things and I didn't look back sometimes, right? I was trying to move at the world's pace. I was pacing myself, doing things, right? Being who I was always true to myself, but there was another layer that I needed to get to. But I had digestion issues at the time. Let's talk physically. Like my spirit was feeling off, inflammation, joint pain. I had built a body and a career from my physical appearance and how I looked, how I worked out. And guess what? That was starting not to work anymore. I was going to physical therapy and they was telling me, you got inflammation and you need to do this and do that, but there's nothing else we can do but put you through physical therapy. So I go to physical therapy and the physical therapy ain't therapying. You feel me? Like every time I get out of that, I get injured again. So I'm like, what is going on, man? And then in my life, spiritually, things were just imbalanced. Then my digestion was off. And I was feeling all types of things happening in my body. And I'm like, yo, what is this? I'm already vegan, right? I thought I was good because I was vegan. I had been vegan for about 4 or 5 years. I'm like, I'm good. I'm straight, right? I'm straight, right? But then I had to be real with myself and say, you know what? I actually had been commercialized vegan over the last year because I had a lot going on, had a breakup, I had businesses and going on, businesses started, businesses failed, scaling. I had a lot of things going on with family, a lot of movement. So I had just kind of got off track. You ever get to the point in your life where you think you're on track and you telling yourself you're on track, but you're not off track? Am I the only person? Can somebody tell me? Well, you're literally so smart that you'll make chaos look like it's actually working. Like you're so smart that chaos in your life and you just make chaos look manageable. Am I the only person? Am I the only person that speaks the truth? I just need to know, right? So I'm making chaos look manageable, knowing that my body internally is going through something, knowing that I'm not digesting my food well, knowing that I'm mentally, I'm not hearing, I'm very intellectual. God blessed me with a intellectual mind. So even with me not operating at my highest space, I'm still moving through the world and it's still exceptional to the world. Because God blessed me with some things that I didn't even know I could understand. I just can conceptualize things and make, I can make crazy things simple and complex systems simple. So I still can make it look good, right? But I felt like as I was getting weird and feeling weird, the world was moving weird. We had COVID. There's this great reset going on that we don't know about right before our eyes, right? There's this shift. There's this shift in how technology. There's this shift in currency. There's this shift spiritually. There's the conspiracy. There's gases and toxins in the air, and there's TikTok and there's Bitcoin and there's this and there's that and there's kids and there's all this stuff going on, and then it's you, and you got to keep your credit right. And you're supposed to be this person, that person, and you're like, well, like what is going on again? And what can I eat? And what's good for me? And what's not good for me? Right? It gets to that point, right? So then, it gets to a point where I just was like, you know what? I got to figure out this. And I know I got to get to the root cause. The root cause, I'm going to tell you straight up, was what I was eating. It was what I was intaking on a day-to-day basis. I started studying like it was nobody's business on how to heal myself because the answers weren't coming from the world. They wasn't giving me no answers. The prescription bottle, I'm out of that. I don't got health insurance. I don't do that. I'm not trying to go to the doctor because they keep telling me things that's not giving me the answers. I don't want to just put a Band-Aid on it. I want to get to the root of it. I'm a root let me know where I got to go so I can go fight right there. That's what I wanted to do, right? So I read and I realized that during our lifetime, we accumulate many things, especially as adults, we stressors, childhood trauma, disease, inflammation, and our world has become increasingly toxic, right? Our world is toxic outside and inside, right? Because we're eating all these things and all this to get held in our cells. We are made of our cells. Our cells are the common denominator here. We need clean cells. See, a lot of us are dealing with things because we're not cleansed on a cellular level. So I started reading about these cells and researching and watching. I mean, I got books for days, right? And I'm just up all night trying to figure out these things. And I realized that what happens is most of us, we end up attacking symptoms of our problems, symptoms of our digestion issues, symptoms of our disease, symptoms of our stressors, symptoms of our pain, but we never get to the root issue to heal on a cellular level. Right? A cellular level. All right. So let me just check. Are you still with me right now? Make sure you're still with me. Make sure you're still working with me right now. Right? Because I'm going to know you when you start to heal on a cellular level, which I'm going to show you how to do, and I'm going to tell you what to do. When you start to heal on a cellular level, there is a vibrational level for you in life, a vibration that you can resonate on that you don't even know about yet. Because the level that I vibrate on, I didn't even know about it. You see how crazy that is? I didn't even know about. I didn't know that exists for me. I'm telling you right now, there's a higher version of yourself looking at you right now. Every time you eat that hot dog, like, right? Now, listen, I'm not the food police. I'm just telling you what I know and what I experience. See, this is different from me telling you from experience. I'm an experience-based teacher. I'm not no dude that's going to like read something in the book and like, all right, do this. I'll be like, yo, I got to do it so I can talk about it, right? I go right through the fire first. You feel me? So let me tell you what happened, and I'm gonna tell you how I did it. And I'm gonna give you a brief synopsis. When I started detoxing and eating raw fruits and vegetables, man, I'm gonna tell you the first thing, right? Physical world stuff, right? I lost a lot of weight, right? People thought I was crazy, right? Now, me, I already don't care what people think, but I lost a lot of weight, and a lot of people are worried about weight. I know you guys, a lot of people are worried about weight. Who's worried about losing weight when you go raw vegan? Who's worried about losing weight? Listen, if I can lose a lot of weight, now you guys see me put back on weight like I said I was going to do right here. Don't come on, don't play with it. You can always put back on weight. But what I took my weight as when I lost weight going raw vegan, that was a physical representation of everything that I needed to cut away. That was the sacrifice. That was the physical sacrifice. That was the stripping sacrifice. Sometimes you don't get where you want to go in life because you're so scared of what the world wants you to be that you're not destined and you're not committed to being who you need to be, even if it requires a sacrifice. You have to sacrifice. There's going to be some type of sacrifice. You can always put the weight back on. I'm a testimony for that. I knew I could, and you can too. But sometimes we got a lot of weight in our body, and sometimes the weight, not even the weight. Sometimes it's all the stuff that's stuck up in our intestines and intestinal tract that hasn't been digested, that's holding all types of bacteria and causing roots of disease and inflammation that we're going to get into and all that type of stuff. So I'm going to tell you right now, before I even get into going raw vegan and what it means, you got to be okay with losing. Sometimes you got to lose the game. Sometimes you got to slow down in life so you can speed up, right? Sometimes you got to lose something that other people liked of you just so you can see if they really liked you or they like what you could provide for them or what you look like or who you are to them, right? Because sometimes you got to go deep down in your truth. You got to walk through a door that's meant solely for you and come back out on the other side solely for you. But when you come out on the other side solely for you, now you can you've reconditioned yourself. You've unlearned and you relearn. This is an unlearning process. And now you can help your family. You can help yourself. You can eat clean. You have more awareness of yourself. Your body is just not a foreign object that you look at that gets sick from time to time. You go to somebody in a white coat to tell you what's wrong so they can give you something with a crazy name on it and you keep popping and popping and popping. We ain't got to do that. You got to get to know yourself. Right. So that's what this process is about. I feel like anything that you lose during a detox is a process and it's a physical representation of exactly what you need to lose. So take your timeline and take what you want out the window, because if you worried about how you going to look, if you worried about how people going to perceive you, you can jump off this call right now because it's going to get deeper than this. This is just the beginning. Is this too much for anybody? If it's too much, just type too much in the comments. If it's energy, type energy in the comments and I'll bring it up even more. Right. So let's talk about how we became acidic, right? How we become acidic, toxic, inflamed with disease, sickness, and joints, pain, and everything. Well, let's talk about how we get here, and let's talk about how we get out of here, okay? All right. So how we get here is we become acidic and inflamed simply by eating toxic foods, inflamed foods. I did it too, right? Processed foods, processed meats, refined sugars, alcohol, right? We get here by living for our pleasure system and disregarding what our body truly needs, disregarding our spirit, disregarding that we need to eat to live. Now, I'm not telling you gotta be a robot and you gotta eat crazy every single day, but we disregard ourselves. How much longer are you gonna put yourself on the back burner and just say it's a symptom? How much longer are you gonna put yourself on the back burner and just say, you know what? It'll fix itself one day. See, I used to do that, and I realized that one day wasn't coming. Nobody's coming to save you until you save yourself, right? Now, there might be someone like me who wants to spread some awareness to some other people that are into holistic healing that are going to spread awareness, but a lot of us, we get shunned out and looked at like we crazy, right? So let's talk about that, right? Because your spirit, it wants to ascend. Your awareness of self wants to be unleashed, right? Our higher selves want to be obtained. Like there's so much more for you if you cleanse your life, discipline your life, and heal. There's a lot for you there. And the reason I'm gonna keep talking about myself because I'm my greatest case study. I'm literally talking to you about it because I live it, right? A lot of you guys follow me on social. You know, guys, I don't be on social like that all the time no more because I be out here in the world just worlding, right? And understanding what this world is and understanding the human experience for what it is, understanding what my spirit is for, understand how I fit into this piece of the puzzle, understand that God gave me more pieces for a bigger puzzle. Sometimes your puzzle or you missing pieces because you're not out here and experiencing what you need to experience for yourself so you can get those pieces to the puzzle, so you could put your thing together, so you could put your chessboard together, right? So you can be in this world but not of this world and understand how you need to operate, how you need to move, how you need to move, who, what, when, where, how. Right. A lot of these things come from when you start to take that time to look within yourself, sit down in that waiting room, cleanse yourself and heal. It ain't got to be a forever thing. But how long we going to wait? Until when? Right? Until when? Right. So our cells are our life. They're compromised. We have trillions of cells. They are compromised and they are hijacked. And this all comes back to inflammation within the body. Right. This is what causes all the issues in the body. Right. Like one of the number one prescription drugs is for inflammation. Inflammation is the root cause of all disease. Inflammation. Guess what inflammation comes from? Guess what one of the number one causes of inflammations? Chemicals in food. Guess where the chemicals come from? The food. Right. It's like very simple. Right. So we keep eating things that are like have inflammation in them, processed foods, meats, right? All these things. Right. So what I did was I was like, all right, cool. Bet. I got the information. I don't want my cells to be hijacked. I'm going to try this cleanse on a cellular level. So let me tell you guys real quick. If you're here for a reason, because I was exactly like one of you guys before I even started doing my research. Like I was like, this is crazy. Like I thought a vegan was all it was. Like all I had to do was eat plants, stop eating meat. Right now, I'm going to tell you guys why I went vegan initially like years ago was because I started having bad reactions to meat. And meat just wasn't working with my system. Like I wasn't like, oh, save the animals. Like it was more like I couldn't eat meat. Like it was just not working for me no more. So I'm like, I'm out of this. Like, what is the alternative? They was like vegan. I said, I'm with that. Right. So I was vegan, healthy vegan, and I became commercialized vegan. And then when I finally started having issues with some of the commercial vegan food and things of that nature, I was like, yo, I got to like figure out what the next level is. And I think honestly, and this is not no ego, but I'll be like, for the calling on my life, I think I have to be in my purest form. And I have to allow as much light and oxygen in my body as well. And that does not call for me being all stagnated with refined sugars, processed foods, carbs, and stuff like that. Because I think the calling on my life and the things that I have to bring to the world are so big that I can't be all bottled down with having anxiety and mental fog and sleeping after I eat and high fructose corn syrup and red dyes and yellow. I can't have all that in my body. Who else thinks they are pure? Like you might be like a person that got like a high calling on your life, but you like got too much junk in you and outside of you, right? So it's this is a wake up call. Can I wake somebody up today? Is it okay if I could wake you up today if you've been asleep for a while? Can I be the person that wake you up? Is it all right? Cool. Is it okay? I just want to make sure I could. Now I'm not telling anybody that y'all got to be like not eating meat or whatever. That's up to you. I'm just bringing you my perspective. This is what happened to me, right? And all I could do is share my truth. And I don't care about what nobody say, because I'm always going to share what's true to me, because can't nobody tell me I ain't experienced what I experienced. That's why I feel like this when I talk to you, because you know what's coming straight from the source. Come on, man. Don't play with him. So listen, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about week 1 when I started going raw vegan. Week 1, my skin started purging, right? And I started like breaking out a little bit, and I was like tossing and turning in bed. I was like, I don't know if I could do this, right? I was like, I don't know if I could do this. This is kind of crazy. and I started like dumping impurities, and my bowel movements was different. And I think, and to fast forward now, you really start to see the effects of raw vegan between week 1 and week 2. Now, some people during week 1 and week 2, they really just be like, they really just be having it. Like, it'd be cool for them. Like, they be sunshines and rainbows. But I'm gonna tell you guys about an awakening process. And when you do anything to the body that's different, is when you do something to the body outside the ordinary, what is used to, like a habitual process. Like, if your body used to eating Doritos every day and you start eating berries, like, your body gonna have a reaction. And sometimes the reaction that you have doesn't feel good. And sometimes healing doesn't feel good. Sometimes getting better hurts. And the problem is, a lot of us, we won't heal because it don't feel good. Like, you wanted to feel good, but honestly, the stuff that's making you feel good is really hurting you. And sometimes the things that don't feel so good be the things that's going to make you feel better in the long run, but you just got your own timelines on it, so you won't go in. You won't press in. Yeah, I mean, you won't stay committed. But I'm telling you right now, I'm going to give you the power right now that I got to let you know that you can do it, that you can go long term, that you can fast, that you can take care of yourself, that you can start a business, that you can be in a relationship, that you can remove the brain fog, that you can get rid of anxiety, right? I'm telling you right now that you can. And it was times where I was going through my journey when I started questioning myself, like, God, can I do this? I'm like, well, shit, I'm already here. I got to keep going. And sometimes you don't even be able to keep going because you never get started. You got to get started, because what's on the other side for you could be magical. It could be exactly what you're looking for. You ever heard that quote, everything you want is on the other side of fear? See, we need to have like childlike curiosity when we get older, because we end up getting all like defensive when we get older and we don't know what's good for us. You know what's crazy is, it's crazy that we have to look at studies as human beings. This is how disconnected we are from ourselves. We actually have to look up studies to understand that eating raw fruits and vegetables is actually good for us. Though, think about how crazy that is. And I ain't coming at none of y'all, but we literally on a webinar and we have to look up studies and we got to pull out research to say that eating fruits and vegetables is good for you and it will help you. That's how disconnected we are from reality. And we don't question anything else. We don't question alcohol. We don't question Olive Garden biscuits. We don't question Popeye's chicken sandwich. We don't question none of that stuff. But we always have to question the most simplistic things that can heal us. And the reason why we question them is because sometimes it don't feed our flesh. We don't question nothing that feed our flesh. So how about we get some childlike curiosity? And then we start to invest in things. We don't invest in the foods. We say those are too expensive. But the Louis bag ain't. The PS5 ain't. The $20 Long Island with the big ice, with a lot of ice in the club ain't. Jello shots ain't. Fish fries ain't. Right? None of that too expensive. Listen, I've been there. I understand. I get it. I'm not talking to y'all like I ain't been one of them people, right? Where I had to question. I had to put you got to put your priorities in order. Put your priorities in order for your life, and we understand. Put your priorities in your life and things start moving correctly. Write down a notebook and start getting uncomfortable, right? So let me go back to it, because I'm sorry, y'all. I'll be moving sometimes, but let me get back to what I was talking about. Week 1, week 2, I feel like that's why I created a 14-day raw vegan challenge, because I think that's when you're really going to start to see the process of what's going to be happening in your life. And a lot of times when you start introducing raw food, your body will go through a healing crisis. And a lot of people quit. And that's why I made a 14-day raw vegan challenge, because you start going through a healing crisis, your body is being introduced to something new. They don't know what's really going on. It's like, yo, what is this? What is this? What is this? You start having different things, having different symptoms, having different things happen all over your body. You be like, oh, I got to stop. But that's when you probably really need to keep pressing in. You know what I'm saying? It happened to me. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we have to go raw vegan. And then that is what combats the inflammation, because we start to alkalize the body. We start to alkaline the body. We start to raise the body's frequency, right? Instead of getting it out of that lower vibration, because, the foods, they create mucus, and mucus also harbors bacteria and pathogens, right? And a lot of people, like, you go to the doctor, like, oh, you need mucus. Mucus is good. Bullshit. Like, you're not supposed, like, I'm not gonna say like you're not supposed to have no mucus, but the amount of mucus that people got, we on mucus overload. You're not supposed to just be waking up, spitting and sniffing out your nose. That's not normal. That's not how we're supposed to be made, right? And I used to be like that. I used to have mad mucus in my body and mad, like, just can cough. I can't really cough mucus right now. You just cough mucus, and like, that's not normal, right? And even let's talk about eating meat, right? Because eating meat is one of the biggest things that create mucus. And, you know, it breaks down, like when you eat meat, it breaks down into its original amino acid. And then we have uric acid that's generated. We have uric acid that's generated to break down the meat to deal with it. Now, if our body could get rid of the uric acid right away, we'd be good. But our body can't get rid of uric acid that way. So our body becomes saturated with this acid, leading to inflammation. We got undigested proteins in our body, all types of stuff going on. And people think protein is good. Well, protein to a certain extent, I'm not saying it's bad, but the whole protein thing has been blown out of proportion. Guys, I don't even track my protein, lie to you not, even on a plant-based diet. And the number one question I used to get was, what about the protein when you go, you know, raw fruits and vegetables? Don't worry about the protein. First of all, you got to worry about healing your body. And secondly, plants are the natural source of protein. The protein that you get from these meats and these cows and all these other animals is second grade protein. And also what you're really looking for are the amino acid structures. The protein is cool. And some of the proteins, they don't digest, and that leads to more inflammation. And if you're eating a lot of protein, you're going to the market and they be like, oh, this got 50 grams of protein, 100 grams of protein. And your body can only synthesize so much protein at one time. And it's unique to each individual. So most of it comes undigested or it pisses out. And now it's leading to more of these chronic diseases and stuff like that. So that there go your protein right there. That's your protein. Right? There your protein. So listen, this is a raw fruits and vegetable call, dog. I'm not talking about nothing that got to do with meat on why I would put it in the diet. I don't eat meat. I can't talk to you guys about meat. If you got on this call, we talk about raw fruits and vegetables. Right. And I'm just telling you about my experiences with meat. Now, you can eat meat if you want to, if you find a clean source, but I'm gonna tell you something about U.S. meat, U.S. chicken. Sometimes the meat in some of the U.S. meats and chickens is banned in other countries because they don't treat our meat right. Right. Like you might be able to get some good grades of meat in other countries, but I don't think it's like, you know what I mean? Like, let me just leave that right there. Like they be washing it different ways. There be something going on. They be poking it like, and like when animals die, they release all the stress hormones because of the way they're getting killed. So they know it's about to happen. That could be something spiritual. If you believe in the spirit, then you know spirit never dies. And you know that we are energy. So if an animal knows it's about to be killed and it's being slaughtered, then it's, you know what I'm saying, releasing all these stress hormones. What you think getting in you when you eating? Why you think you got anxiety and stress? I'm just saying, bro, like I ain't gotta be, come on, man. Come on, man. And a lot of unused protein, like you distribute unused proteins and all this stuff, and then it goes, you know, it goes to fat and undigested and things of that nature. So, you know, like let's just speak on that. Like there's other stuff that's banned in other countries that we eat, that we feed our children. There are things that are banned in other countries that we feed our children. You got Ritz, you got crackers, you got Skittles, Frosted Flakes, Mountain Dew, right? All this stuff that we feed our children is banned in other countries, not states, other countries. They got yellow dye and red 40 or whatever them numbers is. And we wonder why our kids are having behavioral issues and we labeling it ADD. Because we got all these dyes and chemicals mixing with their chemical makeup. The human body already got enough acid in it. It got enough chemicals in it. We aren't even naturally alkaline. Like we got enough acidity in us already. It's like, because we have to break down food, so we don't need to be mixing more acids and chemicals in our body. Why you think? What type of combustion you think we making? We out here in Dexter's laboratory in our own bodies. That's not good, bro. I was there though. That's the thing. Like I was there. Like I went through all this stuff. I did all these things. I felt one way raw vegan, and I felt worse when I wasn't raw vegan. And now my life right now is a mixture of raw vegan. I enjoy raw food so much, and I eat alkaline cooked food maybe once or twice a week. Maybe sometimes I don't eat. You know, I fast a lot. Like I'm used to fasting. Sometimes I might not eat all day and just eat one meal. Like today I had one meal earlier today, and that's probably all I'm going to eat. Like you get your body. We weren't even created to be like eating all these meals every day. We weren't created to be looking at people every day. We weren't created to be able to see everybody's life from a touch of a button every day. We weren't created like that. And I'm gonna tell you something that happens when you go raw vegan. And I'm gonna teach you guys a little bit more deeper about cellular detoxing after this. Is when you go raw vegan, you get a lot of your time and energy back, and you can see and feel a little bit more clearer because you're not spending all your time breaking down food, thinking about food, and digesting food. See, the food is an ongoing process. You got to get it. You got to use mental bandwidth to cook it or think about it. Then you got to eat it. Then you got to digest it. That's more energy. We only have so much energy. Then you got to break it down, right? And then you got to do it all again. And you do that like 2-3 times a day, right? So I got a lot of my time back when I decided to go raw vegan. I wasn't thinking about food. I wasn't cooking food. I was just like, yo, I got grapes. I got berries. I got melons. Like I got mangoes. Like that's what it is today. All right, bet we out here. I might have a salad here and there. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying this thing is peaches and cream, but for me, it was worth it. And it was an ongoing process. Like I'll tell you, I'm gonna be transparent with you guys. When I got off of raw vegan, There was times where I binged on like commercial vegan food because I really wanted it. Like I ain't gonna act like I didn't, like for like a couple days or so. And I literally felt my frequency level going down. I'm like, I can't keep doing this. I can't do that again. I felt it in my joints. I felt like my head. I felt everything. So I was like, yo, I hit a level that was way higher than this. Why would I ever come back down? Right. And once your mind is stretched, once awareness comes to you, you can never go back because you know what it feels like to be at that space. Who wants to go to another space? Let me break for a second. If you want to go to another space right now, say I'm going up. Type I'm going up in the comments. If you want to go to another space, if you are guaranteeing to yourself that this is the night you got on his call for a reason that you are going up, type I'm going up in the comments right now. I want to hear it. I want to see it. I'm sorry, I can't hear y'all, but I can see y'all and I can feel you. I want to know that you're going up. Right. If you feel like this was the right decision for you getting on this call right now, type some lightning bolts in the comments. Right. I hope you feel me right now. So, because I'm going to talk about reversing all of these things, because I just talked about the bad. I talked about what happens, and I talked about the experience. I'm not even going to call it the bad. I'm going to call it the experience. Right. Because the one thing I'm going to talk to before I talk about how to reverse all of this, right, is a lot of us, man, this is going to get a little emotional. Our relationship with food started the whole thing. See, when you were younger, you got rewarded with the things that are hurting you now. I'm a witness. You got rewarded with oatmeal cream pies. You got rewarded with soda. You hit the pinata and you had Tootsie Rolls. You had Skittles. That was your reward. It's been passed down through generations. See, I said earlier on my Instagram, I said disease runs in the family because bad eating habits run in the family. We're passing down trauma. We're passing down food trauma. We're passing down these things because there's no awareness. I'm here to bring you awareness, right? The awareness. We can't pass it down anymore. You know what? One of the biggest things that hurt my heart is hearing somebody talk and suffer, especially like a family member or a close friend. And I know that their mind is so congested that they still can't hear me saying that raw vegan or detoxing your body or committing to discipline can literally change all this. It literally like hurts, but I'm like, damn. Like, cause I know, cause I did it. And this is like way deeper than just food, y'all. This is like some mental, spiritual battle type trauma, healing, like ancestral lineage. Y'all feel what I'm saying right now? That's what this is. It's different. Like this gotta go. Right? So we gotta create an alkaline environment for us to heal. We must hydrate our body. We must alkalize the body. We must cleanse on a cellular level. Now I'm gonna tell you guys, there's a couple ways to do this. Well, actually, there's really only one way to do this, but I'm gonna tell you the alternatives already. Okay. So when you go raw vegan, you can do it two ways. You can do raw vegan, or you can do a cellular detox, which is what I did. And now I'm raw vegan, right? So the difference is raw vegan is you can still have like nuts, seeds, grains, some alkaline bread if you want to, right? Because some people choose that because it's a little too tough to do cellular detox. A cellular detox is raw fruits and vegetables only, and mainly fruit, right? This doesn't allow for your body to have to work through anything. It doesn't interrupt your digestion, right? You don't have to break down anything, so your body can literally just focus on healing itself. That's what the cellular detox is, right? So a lot of people ask me, can I have nuts, seeds, grains, or whatever? Yeah, you can do that, but that's not going to be a cellular detox. But it is better than, trying to do anything else to just flush your system out with these commercial detoxes and things of that nature to just rip everything out of you in 7 days. That's not healthy either, right? Unless it's like a herbal tea, like a true tea, like a good herbal tea, right? But these other things that have laxatives and all this stuff, it's not good for you. You're not doing anything, right? So you choose to do raw vegan, or you can do cellular detox, right? But if you really want to heal, you got to cellular detox. Now, me, I did mine. I did 90 days. I know I've inspired a lot of people. I mean, I know so many people, if you look on YouTube, it's people that's done 90 days. They shout me out. I know my boy just told me he did 21 days. I know people that have done a year just like me, or over a year, like they did cellular detox. That's a whole different animal. But if you really want, like, if you really about that life, then you about that life. See, the reason why I did cellular detox is I was like, if I don't do it, then I'm never going to know what happens. And if I do it, there's a chance that there's greatness on the other side because I believe and I've studied. So I went with the chance. See, I'm an entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? I've started many businesses, and I'm always like, yo, I'd rather take a possibility for 1 million than a guarantee for 100. So if I'm gonna take that possibility every single time. I'm gonna say that possibility every single time, right? So another reason too is, let me compound on all these things. And when we start cleansing on a cellular level, we remove all these things. We create an alkaline environment. Our body gets time to heal. We stop taking all this time to break down food, right? And honestly, before even detoxing, a lot of us, especially, you're not even working out. You're not moving your body. You're not allowing any oxygen to get in your body. Your blood is super dark red, right? If you go check your blood right now and it's dark red, like you have a lack of oxygen in your body. Like you need to be able to absorb more oxygen, right? Get your body moving. And you keep thinking that you're going to do it one day. You're going to change one day. You're going to be disciplined one day. And that one day become 1 week. And that 1 week become 1 month. And that 1 month become 1 year. And I don't want anybody to die wondering what could have happened. That's the worst thing you could do. Have that understanding of what you could have did and what you could have did. You could have took 3 months. You could have took 6 months. You could have took 9 months to just cleanse, and you decided to never do it. Right? So, you know, I'll ask you this question. If you do cellular detox, it's not about what do you have to lose. It's about what are you willing to gain and what are you willing to lose to gain, right? Because I'm going to tell you guys, on a cellular detox level, there are some very strong foods that I know can really help you, right? And I'm gonna go over these three fruits that I love, right? These are 3 fruits. Like, even if you don't join the Raw Vegan Challenge, I want you to have some information that you can take with you, right? So these are the 3 fruits that you need to understand that are really like super fruits. The first one are melons, right? Like honeydew melons, watermelons. My favorite is honeydew melons. And you eat these alone. You want to eat melons alone. They're very powerful. You don't want to mix melons with anything. And what melons do is they bind with the toxins in your body, and the undigested protein toxins, the neurotoxins, and they basically like flush them out your system. Like melons are super powerful in that they do that. They get rid of ammonia gas in the body. Like a lot of stuff gets flushed out with melons. So it'll be days where I would just eat a bunch of melons, or I'll just blend up a bunch of melons. And for me, I like melons. For me, like when I used to blend them up, it was like an ice cream smoothie to me. Like I don't know, I just love melons. I do honeydew. The next one is berries, right? Because berries are loaded with antioxidants, and they also protect your cells, right? And berries have like they slow down the aging process, and they're very good for your skin. So I would load up on berries too. Berries was like melons and berries was like neck and neck, and I would do like a little mango, right? But inside my Raw Vegan Challenge, I have a bunch of fruits and stuff, and I got the cellular detox and the regular raw vegan, whatever you want to do when we talk about it at the end of the call. So melons and berries. Berries are amazing. They're just like super healing. And I just like really stuck to berries a lot. And they keep you mentally sharp too. Berries would like turn your mental sharpness all the way up. You start being Einstein on berries, right? After a long time. And they have they're like soldiers against inflammation. So you got some fruits that are good. You know, I don't believe all fruits created equal. Like they're a different type of soldier against inflammation. Like berries is like, yo, inflammation, what's up? Like we right here. It's not like a back door. It's like it's going to meet inflammation right where it is, right? So berries are amazing. And also the berries, and I'll tell you guys, this might be a little TMI, but if you got like urinary tract problems, like they have a protective properties for your urinary tract, right? So your berries can help with that. You know what I'm saying? So I know like listen, let me be straight up. Everybody dealing with something, right? Everybody on this call, you dealing with something. This world's toxic, this world's dirty. So everybody got something, right? And then the last one that I really love is grapes. And there's more fruits and vegetables, but grapes, this is cellular detox, and I'm talking about grapes. They fight free radicals, and free radicals are like they're like molecules that that damage cells, and they can like lead to oxidative stress and things of that nature, right? So what happens with grapes is they're very astringent, and they like literally sweep you out. Like one of the most astringent fruits. Like they grab everything on the way out. So some people do like an all grape diet if you really want to like go crazy and you just want to start moving stuff and protecting yourself and attacking things that can cause cancer and things of that nature. Grapes are crazy. So what I used to do sometimes is I would sometimes do like a 3-day grape fast during my fast, or I'll do like 3 or 4 days grapes. I would just blend them. If you guys looked at my Instagram story last night, I was juicing grapes. Grapes also have natural melatonin in them as well, so they're good before you go to sleep. So if you just popping pills, and y'all talking to somebody that I used to be when I was starting my businesses like years ago, Man, I used to just pop Robitussin to go to sleep thinking that was normal because I was so like stressed from like starting these businesses that I grew over the years. But if I would have had some grapes or this knowledge back in the day, I'd have been popping grapes. You know what I'm saying? But like I had grapes last night, great sleep. You know what I'm saying? I juiced some grapes last night, right? So once again, you have to detox your body on a cellular level. And like I said, I just told you guys about my favorite fruits, but you have all types of fruits. You have melons, papaya, dragon fruit. Off the top of my head, soursop, burro bananas. Right, if you can get them in season, well, not in season, but you could just get them because sometimes them things be exclusive. You got all types of fruits, guys. But the key here on a cellular detox diet is to flood your body with hydrating fruit. So you got your H3O other than the H2O. Like water is good, spring water, but fruit is a whole nother type of hydration. So there was times where I would just drink juice all day for days and I wouldn't drink any water, but I was even more hydrated because the more you hydrate your body, the more your body is able to heal. So you guys want to focus on flooding your body with fruits and H3O. Now, one of the things that people ask me all the time about a cellular detox diet is like, all right, when do I stop eating or how much do I eat? My rule of thumb was at first I was trying to eat like a lot of fruit. And then I just started eating until I was full each time. And I would just eat every time I was hungry and eat till I was full. And I would try to stop eating by the end of the night, right? To like 6 or like 7 o'clock, right? So, and then when you do like the raw vegan with the nuts and the seeds, kind of the same thing. So a lot of people aren't going to be built to do cellular detox. A lot of people aren't going to be built to do cellular detox, right? So we got to understand these things. If you guys are still with me, drop some lightning bolts in the comments because I want to ask you guys, can I go a little deeper? I just want to know if I can go a little deeper. I need to know if you're still with me though. I need to know if you're still with me. Because I want to talk to you guys real quick. I want to ask you guys some questions. This is just some questions, these open questions that I started asking myself when I was looking at people that I knew that were suffering. When I was looking at people that were, just going and getting advice and prescriptions and things from people that were supposed to be educated and tell them it was supposed to work. My question would be is, if the prescriptions worked, why do we need to keep refilling it? That would be my one question. I was like, why do we got to keep refilling it if they worked? I've been prescribed something before and I never took it. I'm like, why would I take this? Because then I got to keep coming back and getting this, right? And I asked this question again: why does disease run in the family? Is it something that we've just accepted, that they say disease runs in the family? Are we ever going to question that? Because I feel like you can be the health starter of your family. See, a lot of people want to be the wealth starter of their family. But I believe that you should aim to be the health starter of your family. So they can't just tell you that disease runs in your family. See, my family, from here on out, from G on out, they're not going to just tell me high blood pressure running my family, things that I know people in my family doesn't suffer with. They're not going to tell me chemical imbalances running my family. They're going to tell me disease running my family. Nobody going to just tell me something runs in my family. So I decided to say, you know what? At first, I had committed to being the wealth starter when I started in business. I said, you know what? I ain't got nothing, but I'm going to build something and I'm going to change my family's life. And I committed to doing that. And then I said, I got to a breaking point. I got to be the health starter in my family. And I'm going to tell you guys something about, this is a business principle. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you a secret about business. You can take this with business. You can take this with raw vegan. You can just take this with your life. If you plan to do something that's in your best interest and you put it out there and you let God know, listen, this is what I want to do. If you just become consistent and remove your timeline, chances are if you don't get it, you might come up short. And when you come up short, it might be better than you not even trying, or it will be better. You just got to keep going. That's how I think about business. I just keep going. I just keep swinging. I might not get exactly what I want on my time, but coming up short is still fine because it's better than the person that didn't even start. See, a lot of us, we want to see the ending. We want to touch the ending. When it's time to really believe and be in your spirit, you want to get physical and make it happen the way you want to happen. Or we can like the memes. We can say I got to fast. We can say I got to cleanse. We can like the motivational talks. But when it really come down to putting yourself on the table and nobody else, we want to touch everything. Oh, our faith goes out the window. We ain't got it no more. Oh, I'm speaking from experience because I had to decide. I wouldn't even be talking to you right now, and somebody needs this if I didn't do this. Y'all got to understand how this works. I would not be talking to you right now if I didn't do it. You feel me? Y'all see what I'm saying? So let me tell you, there's somebody on this call. There's somebody that needs you healed because they on the brink of losing it. It's somebody on this call right now that's losing it. You ain't commented one time. You just listening to me. And I know this, you was like, yo, this might be something, I might be losing it. Sometimes when you help and when you heal yourself, you help somebody that's suffering in public. I'm sorry, you help somebody that's suffering in private. You don't have to heal in public, but if you're brave enough to heal in public, you'll help somebody that's suffering in private believe that. Or if you heal yourself, relearn yourself, recondition yourself, you're going to run into somebody that needs you because we need each other. Like I said in the beginning of the call, this is not an ego thing. This is a we go thing. Right? So let me ask you another question. Are you neutral right now? Or do you stand for anything? And a lot of us, we don't stand for nothing, so we falling for everything. We falling for what they tell us on social media. We falling for being distracted. We falling for not cleansing our bodies. So what do you stand for? Because I'm telling you, if you don't stand for anything right now, if you don't stand for your health, if you don't stand for getting to know yourself, if you don't stand for building that relationship with yourself, you're susceptible to being hijacked. I've been there. I've been through spiritual warfare. I've seen things that don't exist on this plane of existence. I've had to deal with the light and the dark and the duality of myself and not understanding that the dark comes with the light and shunning the dark and the dark trying to take over. And then I'm like, yo, I don't want the dark. And then understand that the dark just wanted me to work with it. And I was scared of it. But then I had to start working with it. And then when I know that the sun comes out, my shadow's still there. So I had to work with my shadow because I know my shadow's always with me. So when I'm done with my shadow's never done with me. I had to figure all that out. And I had to appreciate the shadow, but I didn't say I had to present the shadow to the world. I had to just know it was there for a reason because it made me who I am today. And that's what I'm talking to you right now. Can I talk to somebody real quick? Come on, man. I can't make this up. I can't make this up. So let me ask you a question. Do you know your body? Do you know yourself? Is it a foreign object? Is your body and yourself aside from you, or are you one? Do you know how it moves? Do you know how it reacts? Do you know what it likes? Do you know what it doesn't like? Or do you just look at it as this thing that malfunctions from time to time and you go ask somebody else about it? Huh? I just want to ask some questions. I'm sorry, if it's getting too hot in the kitchen, if you feel too seen, I can stop. Because you got to control the controllables. I talked about that last night. You got to control the controllables, and the controllable is you. Life is a battleground. You got to stand your ground because nobody's going to do the fighting for you. Come on. So I'm telling you right now that the controllable is you. So you got to accept what you can't change. You got to change the things you can. You got to change the things you can. And I feel like the things that you can change all start right here. I'm looking at you right here. Right? So I'm going to tell you guys, right? These challenges and these calls, the reason why I don't talk about this raw vegan challenge, and I've only done it a few times, and it's probably gonna be my last time. This might be my last time. And I'm gonna tell you guys why to offer the challenge, and we'll talk a little bit more. I'm not done yet. But it takes a lot of energy out of me. This is a lot of energy that I'm giving. So I always believe anybody that gets on my calls after I, talk about, you guys see, I only talked about it one day on social media for 24 hours because I can't do it. I can't keep talking about it and like promoting it. It's like a lot, man. It's a lot of energy. And this was not in my plans. I got to understand that I didn't want to do a raw vegan challenge. I fought with doing raw vegan or talking about it. I wanted to keep it to myself. When I was sitting in them waiting rooms and I was meditating and praying, God was like, people need this. I didn't even know so many people was interested in fruits and vegetables. Like I didn't know that people didn't have the information to cleanse themselves, right? And I'm a study, I'm a nerd, so I'm gonna get it and I'm gonna present it. Like no cap, like I don't need raw fruits and vegetables to sustain my life. So I'm like, yo, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bring it to the people, but like I did not want to. So when I do these webinars about raw vegan, and that's why they're sporadic and stuff like that, it's a lot of energy that comes out of me. And I want to make sure that I'm servicing you correctly, especially if you're gonna come on and join. right? The program. So I always try to make sure. So this is why, if you miss it, you miss it. And I'll be like, yo, and like I said, and I always say this is probably going to be my last one, because behind the scenes for the last year, you guys know I'm not really on social or Instagram like that. I ain't been on my YouTube channel probably 3 or 4 months. I've been building business, and moving in my purpose and experiencing life. And I'm not of this world, but I understand this world for what it is, and I don't try to operate with resistance against the matrix. We live in a dual matrix now, or a triple matrix. You got the matrix, and you got social media, then you got a matrix within the matrix. You got your own governing boards, you got new laws and rules, and people who hold themselves to other standards, and you got things that are glitching, and there's all types of stuff going on. So like for me, that's a lot, and I can't be that and be me, who I want to be in truth, all the time. And also, and this expends a lot of energy, right? Sorry for the rant, but I just had to get that off. So I'm gonna ask you guys these questions as we put this thing to the rest. Let me ask you guys, you still with me? Throw some lightning bolts in the comments. I need to know if you're still with me right now, because I want to go through some things. And like I said, this may be my last time for a while, maybe for the year. I don't know, maybe ever, man. Like, I just move when I'm supposed to move, but I can't guarantee anything. But I asked you this question, right? And this is a question I had to ask myself. This is what's going to happen. A lot of you guys on this call are going to receive this information, and you're going to try to do it yourself, right? You're going to try to go raw vegan yourself. You're going to take some of the information I gave you, and you're going to try to do it yourself. And chances are you're going to fail. I'll be straight up, because I've seen this too many times, right? I've had a lot of people come to the raw vegan community the last 6 months. And it's not because you don't have the want to do it, because if you had if the want was what you needed, then everybody will be successful. But what you need is, you need a coach, you need a community, you need discipline, right? You need those things. You need somebody to keep you accountable, right? This is what I've seen with everybody that's been successful at raw vegan. I've seen people change their entire lives by just doing a raw vegan fast for however long God told them to do it, right? So those are the things you have to understand, right? And I want to bring up some stuff for anybody, and I'm gonna go ask you guys some more questions, and we're gonna conclude this stuff. So we're about to go a little bit deeper. Can I go a little bit deeper, guys? Can I go one more notch? Can I take it one more notch? I want you to take it one more notch, because I'm gonna bring up some things. So I'm gonna bring up some stuff from a good book. I think the Bible is a great book. Even if you don't believe in the Bible, you can't refute that how good the book is and some of the things that it tells you about. I love the Bible. I think it's an amazing book. Right. So let me bring up something from a very good book. A very good book. Right. So let's talk real quick. Let's look at Proverbs, right? Proverbs 15 says, "Better is a dinner of herbs where love is than a stalled ox and hatred therewith." That's in the Bible. Better is a dinner of herbs where love is than a stalled ox and hatred with it. So the Bible knew that these animals, like it wasn't it. You shouldn't be eating these animals that's been stalled and caged and treated with hatred. It tells you in Proverbs. So great. And I think from me personally, like, let's say I took the Bible out of it, I think this is better too, because I've experienced this. And better is a dinner of herbs where love is. Like, it really be feeling good. Like when you eat this stuff, you feel like a good frequency about yourself, and you feel clean, and you go to bed feeling confident, right? So a lot of these animals, they are treated with hatred. These cows, these oxes, these bisons, the stuff that we eating. And Proverbs was telling you, better is for you to eat some dinner with some herbs, baby, than you be eating that ox that's been treated with all that hatred. You wondering why you got hatred in your life? You eating the ox with the hatred, right? Let's go next. Let's look at something else. Let's look at what I want to look at. Let's look at Ezekiel 47, right? Fruit trees of all kinds will grow on the banks of the river. Their leaves will not wither, nor will their fruit fail. Every month they will bear fruit, because the water from the sanctuary flows to them. Their fruit will serve for food, and their leaves for healing. I didn't say it. I didn't say it. It's right here. The fruit will serve for food, and their leaves for healing. We already had it in the Bible. It's in scripture that the food will heal you. So we keep looking for all these other things. It's right here. It says it. And the sanctuary waters flows to them. Life, breath, water, fruit, leaves, healing. Simple. Right? Let's look at something else, right? Let's look at that Genesis. You can't refute this. Everything that lives and moves about will be food for you. Just as I gave you the green plants, I now give you everything. Come on. Just as I gave you the green plants, I now give you everything. So I was thinking to myself with this was like, when I fasted, I'm like, yo, why do people fast? And even beyond the Bible, like you can look at any book. When people fast, they're looking for a breakthrough. They seem to get something on the other side when they eat, or they abstain from something, right? And I'm like, yo, I'm eating plants, I'm eating greens, and then I got what I was looking for on the other side, but it was already written. Everything that lives and moves about will be food for you. Just as I gave you green plants, I now give you everything. The green plants, I give you everything, right? How about let's look at Genesis 2. The Lord God took the man and put him in the garden of Eden to work and take care of it. And the Lord God commanded man, you are free to eat from any tree in the garden, but you must not eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, for when you eat from it, you will certainly die. He told me you was free to eat from the tree in the garden. The garden. He gave the man work first. I'm going to talk to my men right now. God gave you work first. He gave you work. And then he told you it was free to eat from the tree in the garden. What you think grow in the garden? What you think grow in them trees? Told you not to eat from that evil though. But it's right there, right? Let's keep going, right? Let's look at this. Genesis 2, the Lord God made all kinds of trees out of the ground, trees that were pleasing to the eye and good for food. In the middle of the garden were the tree of life and the tree of knowledge of the good and evil. Let me tell you guys something. Like, I'm a word study guy, right? The word good in Hebrew means tov. And tov means of divine purpose or divine order, meaning that something was made to fulfill its divine purpose. And divine purpose or divine order is direct direction given from God. It can't be refuted. So when God says that the Lord made all kinds of trees grow out the ground, trees that were pleasing to the eye and good for food, good means tov. That means of divine order. That was good for us. Right? Oh, let's keep going. Then God said, I give you every seed-bearing plant on the face of the whole earth, and every tree that has a fruit with seed in it. They will be yours for food. And to all the beasts of the earth and the sky and the birds and the creatures of the sky to move along the ground. Breathe of life. I give every green plant for food. And God saw that he had made it and it was very good. There's the word good again. Every fruit with seed in it. That's why seeded fruit is so important. Seeded fruit. It's right here. I didn't say it. It's right there. Right? And let me go through Genesis 1. Then God said, let the land produce vegetation, seed-bearing plants, and trees on the land that bear fruit with seed in it, according to their various kinds, all types of seeded fruit. And it was so. The land produced vegetation, plants bearing seed, according to their kinds, and trees bearing fruit with seeds in it, according to their kind. And God saw that it was good. Come on, man. Good, like I said, means tov in Hebrew. And tov means of something that's supposed to fulfill its, or tov, tav, however you say it, its defined purpose. So God is telling you right now that all this stuff is good, and its divine purpose is to heal the lands, produce vegetations, and that the land would bear these foods, and it was good, that this is what we're supposed to be eating. God said it right there. It's right there. I ain't got to say it. I'm just like, I could have just did the whole live stream and just brung the scripture up. For real. I could have just brung the scripture up. But I wanted to talk to y'all a little bit more. So let's talk about this then. These things have already been written, like, and I can go through, I've studied many guys. I've been many things, and I've studied with many different cultures too in my life. Anywhere you go for healing, they're going to put you on a vegan diet first. They know you can't be on anything else. I've been in many places, and I feel like a lot of us are just trying to get to the same place. And sometimes different cultures, they may be having some other stuff going on, but the principles are the same. Fruit and vegetables are what are healed to heal you, detox you, increase your connection to God, the highest power. That's what's here for. So if you want to connect, if you want to get yourself clean, or if you're ready to do that, I need to see it in the comments right now. I need to know that you're ready to do that. Are you ready to do that? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, you either pay on the front end or you pay on the back end. See, I started to pay on the front end. I started to pay on the back end. Them physical therapy bills was getting high. It was like, yo, you got inflammation, you got to come back. High. You got growing problems, you got to go come back. That was getting high. Even for me, I'm like, yo, like I ain't trying to keep. They're like, and then after you do this plan for 6 months, it's gonna get higher. I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. So you either pay on the front end or you pay on the back end. A lot of y'all, some of y'all paying on the back end right now. You got prescriptions, you got all types of stuff going on because you just won't cleanse, right? So what's going to happen if you don't change? Are you ready to fight back against the spiritual warfare that you're going through? Say this with me right now that I'm ready to change. Imagine yourself free. Imagine yourself healed, right? Imagine yourself doing these things, right? Say it with me right now. I'm ready to change. And you know, it may not be easy, but by the grace of God, you will. You are that you are. I am that I am. Right? So listen, guys, I'm going to open up enrollment for my Raw Vegan Challenge one more time. You need to go to the rawveganchallenge.com, right? You can go right now, the rawveganchallenge.com, put the banner up. Go to the rawveganchallenge.com and you pick your plan, okay? And this is going to be the last time I open up my Raw Vegan Challenge, guys, because I know there's some people on here that's ready to change. You got to be ready to change. You got to be ready to stop sitting there on the sidelines. You got to be ready to stop looking at your life in this place or whatever place. You got to be ready to change right now. You got to be ready to make that change. One more time, I'm gonna open up the Raw Vegan Challenge. We're gonna start on Monday. So you get access now. You have your meal guides now. Okay, you got 3 levels you can join from. All right, this is the last time I'm doing it. You got your general level, which is just the Raw Vegan Challenge. You get everything you need. I'm gonna bring up what you actually get here. Hold on one second, guys. I'll bring up everything you get. You can do general level. You can do intro level, VIP, or platinum, right? So if you do intro, you get 14 days of raw vegan motivational coaching from me. You get 14-day Sailor Detox Guide. You get detox-friendly workouts. You're going to get raw vegan recipes. You get a cooked vegan guide. If you want to do cooked vegan, you get a journal. You get an herbal detox list. You get an herbal supplement list. You get scriptures for success. You get a supplement guide. You get my detox smoothie, and you get my private Telegram group, okay? If you want to do VIP, okay, you get everything in the general. I'm going to give you my ebook, 40 Steps to Healing. That's going to help you throughout your journey deal with everything that comes up. It's called 40 Steps to Healing. You get the levels of detoxification breakdown. You're going to get 6 episodes of Cooking with G, okay? I'm going to be in the kitchen showing you some of my stuff, right? You're going to get a manifestation mindset course as well. You're going to learn how to reprogram your subconscious mind and break the barriers that have been holding you back from attracting abundance in all areas of your life, right? Or you can do platinum. You can do platinum. You get everything in my general and VIP, but I'm going to give you the manifestation mindset course. Now, this is for people that want a total reset. I'm going to give you my idea to income course too, because you guys know I own multiple businesses, and I feel like some of my business owners are people that want to start businesses. Once you clear this out, I'm going to give you my idea to income roadmap that's going to give you the exact framework and processes that I use to create my businesses, my multiple, businesses that I've done. And I'm going to give you an Instagram monetization course. This is going to teach you how to use social media to build your businesses and not be a consumer online, but be a producer. Now, I told you guys, I wanted to give you enough information for you to make a decision that if you want to do this, if you want to come with me, you can come. Who is ready to join? I want to see I'm ready in the comments, because I want to take you guys through this experience. I want you to open up yourself and don't be that person this time that you miss out on something that's for you. Okay. You don't want to miss out on something that's exactly for you right now, right? And I'm only going to open this up this one last time, guys. I told you before, if you guys do know me, or if you've seen me before, I got a lot of stuff going on. And for me to even put these out here, it's tough, right? But I want to get people in one more time. So type I'm ready in the comments. No matter what level you join in, just get in. Get in as a general member. Get in as a VIP member. Get in as a platinum member. However way you can afford. I always say put your best foot forward. I try to create 3 levels that were reasonable for everybody. There's a lot of information in these things. It's a lot of information. All right. So I want you guys to do what you guys need to do, man, because I want you to imagine yourself now. You got to imagine yourself free of disease, free of these things that have been holding you back, free of inflammation, on the path to walking where you want to be. on the path to becoming the best version of yourself, not sitting around in a waiting room, just looking at the sideline, looking at everybody else be who they need to be, cleansing your body, getting those cells in order, reaching your highest power, right? Being with a community of people that actually care, that are on the same mission as you. You got to surround yourself with people that's on the same mission as you, right? Sometimes what happens is we got a toxic environment and we be toxic inside and everybody outside is toxic too. We got toxic people outside of us. So how are you going to ever reach what's for you if everything is toxic? You got toxic family, toxic relationships, toxic people, places and things. It is never going to work, guys. So you got to make that change. If you're ready, type I'm ready in the comments, because I want to see you doing this raw vegan challenge, right? You're going to get everything that's in that raw vegan challenge. That's going to be, and you're forever going to be connected to me as well, because you're going to get all my email updates when I'm doing live events, maybe at the end of this year, when I'm doing anything. You guys will always be connected with me, because I don't be on social media all the time. After I get off this call, I got another call, and I got some stuff to talk about in business. My day doesn't stop, but I wanted to make an opportunity for some people who really want to make this thing happen. All right, so if you're ready, go ahead, choose your option. All right, choose your option. Take that's not the, what is this page? It's the rawveganchallenge.com page. Take that page out, rawveganchallenge.com. All right, guys, if you're ready, come on, man. And if you need somebody, like I'm gonna tell you guys, right? There's a study that shows you're 33% more likely to complete something if you do it with someone else. So find a friend, find somebody to get in the game with you, find somebody to go ahead and take this challenge with you, right? And I always, like I said before, man, like one thing I learned about life, and I've had to pay a lot of things. I have to pay for a lot of stuff, right? I wanted to give you guys so much value on this call that you felt like this would be a no-brainer for you. I gave you everything you needed to know about your life and about raw being. What you're paying for right now is you're paying for everything that I put together. You're paying for my team support. You're paying for a community. You're paying for all the products that I put together, right? All the things that I put together. You can upgrade later if you want to. I would recommend that you do it now, because as the levels go up, just make sure you can put your best forward as soon as possible, okay? So, and one thing I do know is if you don't pay, you don't pay attention, right? So you have to have some skin in the game, right? You have to have some skin in the game to put yourself up, right? So, and here, listen, it's not, I see someone say it's easier said than done, find a partner. Listen, this is what we got to break through right now. We just literally say you need a partner right now. Put your IG out there. Be willing to reach out to people. Somebody wants to be your partner right now. Somebody wants to be your partner right now. So if you guys need a partner right now, you want to team up with somebody and do it together, just say I need a partner. Just say I need a partner. Put your Instagram or whatever you want to do. So this is what I want to break through right now. I want this to be a we go situation. This is the we go. This is a we go situation, guys. This is a we go situation. So now it's time to dissolve the ego. It's time to get rid of the thing that we've been holding on to and is keeping us buried, because I wanted to create a safe space. We got everybody here that's looking for a common goal. That's a synergistic connection. That's how you build community. I don't got just random people. You see how all this positive energy is we got on the call right now? If you positive right now, throw some lightning bolts in the comments, right? Because this is a we go type of thing, right? Put your Instagram in the comments. Put your Instagram in the comments. When we get in the Telegram group, rock out with each other. There's going to be some rules and regulations in the Telegram group to make sure everybody gets a fair chance to be who they need to be, right? So put your IG in the comments, but also make sure that you join. Don't just look for a partner. Make sure you lock your spot in too. Make sure you're locking your spot in right now. Don't wait for a partner. Just lock your spot in and then figure it out. We're going to have a Telegram group, guys, where you'll be able to find partners once you enroll, right? You'll be able to connect with people inside the membership. Okay, so just make sure we know that you need a partner, but go ahead and grab something right now, because it's time for you to be a soldier. It's time for you to be a warrior for your life. It's time for you to stand up now and get what you deserve. See, I was sitting in them waiting rooms. I was sitting down in that dark. I was like, yo, God, what's for my life? I had to figure it out on my own, right? But what now? Right now, I want to give you some awareness. I want to be a bridge, right? And I'm gonna tell you something about this bridge. The more I talk about raw vegan, and the more I talk about how it's helped my life, and the more I talk about people's success stories, the longer the bridge gets from you until you actually join, until you actually make the step. That's how long the bridge continues to get, because you just talk about it and you see it. But until you actually take that step, sometimes the smallest step ends up being the biggest step in your life, and it's never too late to be who you were supposed to be. I promise you that. And who you're supposed to be sometimes doesn't have to do with accolades. Sometimes it doesn't have to do with making the most money. Sometimes it has to do with you just really getting down to know yourself. I'm gonna be transparent with you guys. I'm just learning. I'm like, through this process, I'm just really learning myself a lot more. You know what I'm saying? I had to learn myself a few. I didn't learn. I was like, yo, I know me, right? And the biggest thing you can do in your life is stop being what the world wants you to be, and then tap into who God wants you to be. Tap into who you want to be. Tap into that truth that you, because I know we all looking for. We put the facade on social media. You know, we doing this and we doing that, and everybody's cheery and everybody's being your friend and something. Then you get off and you like, I'm alone. Like, who's really here, right? Who, what, when, where, why, right? So, like I said, guys, you gotta start the flame. You gotta start the flame. The smallest flame can end up being the biggest fire for your life. You gotta set your life on fire. You know what I'm saying? You gotta set your life on fire. And we still got 492. Listen, I didn't give y'all the offer of what y'all can do, and we still here. So I mean, if y'all want me to keep going? Because we can keep this going. I need y'all to get on this call though. I need you guys to go ahead and enroll. Enroll right now. You're gonna have an email right now as well to enroll. I'm gonna put it in the comments, right? The email that you can get into. But go ahead and enroll right now, the rawveganchallenge.com. Do not miss your spot. Like I said, guys, before, it's been, I don't know how long it was since I did the last one. I think it's almost been, I don't know when I did the last Raw Vegan Challenge. I think it maybe almost a year, maybe 7, 8 months, 6 months. I'm not sure. But like I said, they can go that far, and I don't think I'm actually going to do another one for a while or at all, because like I said, I just, I'm in the process of launching a new business, and that's going to take the majority of my time. So I wanted to do one more for you guys before I get out of here. So we need to go ahead and enroll right now. Understand that this is the process to get into the most, to that place that you're trying to get to in your life, right? So as I end this call, man, I just want to say thank you for all you guys getting on tonight. I have extreme gratitude. I know there's somebody on this call that needed every single word. I know somebody on this call that's been going in a dark space. I know somebody in this call that's had a lot of issues going on with their life. And I'm glad that I could be of service and be a vessel to give you something that you may have needed. I don't want any praise. And I appreciate everything that you guys say, but for me, it's all glory and honor to the Most High. And like I said, if I wasn't, called to go through that process and do those things, then, I wouldn't be here talking to you and being able to experience this experience with you guys. So like I said, this raw vegan experience for me has been very eye-opening. It's been something that's completely changed my life. It's something I had to completely throw my timeline away for, the things that I had planned. And sometimes I didn't understand and I didn't know, what, where, why, who. But at this moment in my life, I know who, what, when, where, and why. I'm very grateful for the experience, and I would never, I wouldn't change it. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't change it. It's literally put my life in a 180 or a 360, but as I go through the space, and I see that it was always for the better. And the mirror that I had to look at and the mirror that I saw was reflected to me was just everything came back to me, and it allowed me to literally stop walking past the mirror and look at the mirror and look at myself. And a lot of us, we get in times in our life where we keep walking past the mirror, and life keeps showing us the mirror, and we run from the mirror and we don't want to see it. And we just continue to deal with the imbalances and the physical imbalances and the spiritual imbalances, and spiritual imbalances manifest as physical imbalances, and physical imbalances seem to attack us, and we can't sleep and we can't eat and we can't digest. But yeah, at the end of the day, you know what I stand for, guys. I hope you guys have a great night. God Energy Elevation. That's the G code. Peace.